Hi everyone, Chelsea Tucker here from tunerchelsea.com. Glad that you are here today. Today I want to talk about some super key points that keep your life moving forward, not only for yourself, but within your family, within, those really close relationships like your marriage and your children, and then, what kind of goes outside of that and how do we do these things and what does it look like and why does it look that way. So my name is Chelsea Tucker. I'm from tunerchelsea.com and I'm glad that you are here today. Make sure that you're liking, subscribing, commenting. It tells YouTube we like her and it gets it in front of more people so I can help more people. It's crucial because the amount of people that can see it can get more information from it and can grow from it. Always make sure that you're checking the description box below as well, because there's information there that can send you over to my webpage and then you can get more information there as well. So what does it look like to have a healthy relationship? And then how do you determine what relationship gets your most attention and why not? And can you kind of go back and forth between like the different relationships? Okay, so for instance, within a household, there is the husband and the wife, right? That is the very most intimate relationship, okay? And then there's the children, that's another relationship. And then if you have animals, that's another relationship. So these are the relationships within a typical nuclear family household. Now, that's not saying that like grandmama or grandpa doesn't live with you or an aunt or uncle, right? Like, so like there's a lot of other variables that could be in your scenario. Right now, I'm talking about a typical nuclear family. What does that look like? How does that work? And is it healthy to go kind of back and forth between the levels of commitment for each relationship? Okay, so you have mom and dad, right? Typically they are, boyfriend and girlfriend first. However long that span is also determines on the amount of relationship that's been previously established. Right? So you've kind of worked out some kinks, you kind of know each other, you know the type of expectations you have of each other. In certain scenarios, you don't have that, right? Sometimes it happens really fast. So that also determines what type of relationship you have, what kind of establishment you have prior, what your expectations are within a marriage, right? Because if you haven't gotten to know somebody prior to marrying them, your expectations cannot be here, right? Like maybe they have to start out here and then you have to express yourself, right? You're responsible for yourself and the other person's responsible for themselves. So they have to express themselves. And the idea is that like you have two people who are coming together, okay? Mom and dad, husband and wife. And they're coming together and they're going to grow together. So either you're going to grow together or you're going to grow apart. Either way, you're going to grow, right? And so it depends on how much time and energy you're putting into that particular relationship. Now say you add a baby to the mix. Okay, well now that baby needs your attention too. So instead of being able to grow together here, right, with your husband and or your wife, right, going up, you now have another person within this relationship that also requires your utmost attention, your child. So you're going like this, and then you have another relationship, right? So you have your relationship as mom with baby. You also have your relationship with dad as baby. And then that has to grow too. So they all have to kind of go together. But what happens is a newborn needs more attention, right? So as mom, my job was to give as much of myself as I possibly humanly could to my child to help them grow, with also giving attention to my husband and my husband giving me attention to me. So we have to kind of go together. Now during these transitions, it's hard because you're giving another level of attention to another human being that you're now not giving to your husband or your wife. And so it's a crucial step for both people in the relationship to understand that this is part of the process. Your attention level cannot be spread here when you only have this much to offer. It's not possible, because then you're spreading yourself too thin and you're putting too much stress and anxiety on yourself for something that's not necessary. The relationships are necessary, but it doesn't mean that you have all of that inside of you to always give. So is it healthy for you to kind of like put something on pause and or not be giving that person, that specific relationship, as much attention? And my simple answer is yes, because you go through transitions. Okay, now we have 4 children, so we had to go through that process 4 different times. while still keeping our marriage, while dealing with a variety of other variables, right? You know, finances and all the other things that come into marriage. Finances is one that I'm saying is because I think that's huge in everybody's, you know, life. Regardless of where you're at, you always need food. What does food cost? Generally money and or time, right? Like if you have the seed and you're growing it, you need time to be able to do it, which then puts pressure on your relationship too, because you're not giving to your significant other as much as you might have, right? So you have to also kind of think about that stuff. How much time is a healthy amount of time to devote to a person, and also while growing yourself and while growing your family or whatever it is? That answer is up to you. Why? Because you have to be responsible enough to know how much time you need to relax and to regroup yourself. And that doesn't mean sitting there and scrolling on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever social media platform, or even YouTube where you are right now. It means what type of time do you need to grow? What do you need as a human being to bring yourself to a place of, I have this, I understand I'm in control of this, and this is what I need in order to be able to be okay to get through my day. The goal is to have a healthy outlet, right? That's conducive for your family. And you'll have to understand that all the time, you don't always make the most intelligent decisions when it comes to this. And that's okay too, because you're a human and you're still growing. But you have to understand that you're a human and you need all of these different things met in order to continue growing with your family, with your children, with your husband, with your spouse, and then also, you know, aunts, uncles, grandparents, nieces, nephews, whatever it is that you have, work, you know, I mean, whatever it is, like I'm here with my business, right? So I have to have an X amount of time in order to be able to be here, to help you, right? And or to service my clients one-on-one, or to be able to provide my small group and large group activities that I have planned, right? I have to be able to have that too. So you have to be able to measure what is healthy, what is unhealthy. You have to be able to say to yourself what that is. And then you also have to be able to come into agreement, especially if you're married, with your spouse and with your children, what's healthy. And then going forward from that. And it doesn't mean that the first go around completely works and that's problem solved. No, it means that you're actively seeking the solution of what is it that will allow your family to operate at the optimum pace in life. How can you get there, and what is it that you need to be able to get there? So I hope that this helps encourage you that you are human and that things do change, but that you can do it. You can go forward and you can achieve it. So I will see you guys next time. Again, make sure you're doing all the awesome stuff for YouTube, and I will see you later. Bye.